Treherne Detective Agency. Speaking. Hold on, Gordon. I'll have a look at my book. How about that?
Ah, that's meat. Fred Creech loses again.
You got time for another?
Sure.
Set him up. Yes, Gordon, I think I can just about squeeze that in. About 5. Right. Bye. You know, Fred, you learn a lot about people playing this game. You're not an aggressive person, yet you attack from the first move.
That's what I'd like to do in life.
Oh, no, not now.
I'm Inspector Scott, CID. I've just been transferred from Gloucester. I'm taking a look around, getting the feel of things, you know. Can you spare me a moment or two?
Yeah, come in.
I'll see you later, then.
I'll give you a shot.
Play a lot, do you?
When I get the time.
Busy, are you?
I keep moving.
Divorce work, I suppose.
Yes, mostly.
You tell me adultery is a local industry here in Sidwell.
I think we're running bright and close, yes.
That's your assistant?
No, he's a chiropodist next door. Cigarette?
Tell me about the chap who died here yesterday.
There's nothing much to tell. He came up here, said he wasn't feeling well. I sat him down in that chair, went up to get him some brandy. When I came back, he was unconscious. I gave him the kiss of life, but it was no good. He was dead when the ambulance got here.
Name was Paul Hassett, 53 years old, run the Crompton Manor Country Club. Cause of death, coronary embolism. Had a history. His doctor signed the certificate. Was that the first time he came here, Mr. Treherne?
Yeah?
Made an appointment, did he?
No.
Unusual, wasn't it? He might have been out, had another client.
It sometimes happens.
Are you the only private detective here in Sidwell?
No, there's Gordon Stratton. He calls himself Regional Consultants. He's really in the lush grass.
Why didn't Hassett go to him, then?
Who knows?
What did he want you to do for him?
I don't know. He didn't get time to tell me.
How long was he here altogether?
15, 20 minutes.
So only you know what happened during that 15 minutes?
Yes, but I told you.
Yeah. That country club of his, Crompton Manor, enjoys quite a colourful reputation in these parts, doesn't it?
Well, it's a gambling casino. It's said to be a brothel, too, but that may be just because they have a strip show.
Hangout of yours?
No.
I want you to go on with this case, Mr. Treherne.
What case? The man's dead, isn't he?
Let's look at it a little closer. Hassett ran a dubious establishment. He gets into some kind of trouble. Trouble he doesn't take to the police, but to a private eye.
That doesn't make him a criminal, necessarily.
No, but it does mean he didn't want the trouble out in the open. Look, he doesn't make an appointment with you. He doesn't write, he doesn't phone. He just blows in here off the street. And he's in such a state of tension, possibly fear, that he has a fatal heart attack. Now, it may well be there are people in this town who'll want to know what happened during those 15 minutes. Why he came to you.
Is this a hunch, Mr. Scott, or do you have some facts?
There'll be some follow-up action. Take it from me. And I want to know about it.
Now, look, Mr. Scott, this agency's licensed for private investigation.
Look, I'm not asking you to inform on anybody. I'm not even here in an official capacity. You're in business. I'm a client. I'll pay your bill out of my own pocket.
But you're a detective yourself. You have much better facilities.
Not in a case like this. So you can give me a trade discount if it'll make you feel better.
Yeah, well, I need time to think about it. It's an elementary precaution in this business. You have to know what you're getting into.
All right. My home number. Give me a ring when you've thought about it.
Come in, Johnny. Nice to see you. Would you like a drink?
Sure.
Sit down, Johnny. Scotch?
Thanks.
I want you to do a job for me.
What kind of job?
Investigation. What else? Surprise you?
A little. It's been one of those days for me. This morning a police detective wants to hire me. And now you, the biggest private eye. excuse me, the biggest regional consultant in the Southwest.
Oh, coppers have their marital troubles.
Yes.
Not my trouble. My wife isn't playing around, so far as I know. No, I want you to look into Paul Hassett's death for me.
Well, what is there to look into? There's not going to be an inquest, is there?
No, there isn't going to be an inquest. But there are a number of unanswered questions. I want the answers. Could be a tricky job. So I'm going to make a special rate for you, Johnny. 40 a day with expenses. Guineas. Fair enough?
Oh, very fair.
No doubt you're wondering why I can't handle it myself. I employ a lot of high-priced help round here. Well, I tell you, I've moved out of the peeping side of the business.
Oh, thank you.
I don't get touchy.
Oh, Gordon, you may recall from your own peeping days that the first thing one does is check on the client's motive, if you can find it.
Elementary precaution. Why doesn't he take it to the police?
Yeah.
Johnny, there's nothing criminal in this. Look, one of my subsidiary interests is Stratton Finance. Oh, it's on the books. I mean, check it if you like. Before he set up that roulette wheel, Hassett was losing money. He needed finance renovations, we provided it.
And the girls?
No, it's parish pump water. Just because he laid on striptease. Well, if there's anything in it, wouldn't the police have closed him up?
Well, sure. In Sidwell, the police are all dedicated sociologists and lay preachers.
Johnny, look, I lent Hassett a considerable sum of money which he couldn't get from the bank. And I'm not going to be paid back. Now, it may be that I'll have to take that club over. Now, if he was in some kind of trouble that would harm the turnover, then I need to know about it, don't I? And he must have been in trouble, otherwise he wouldn't have come to you, would he?
Gordon, I don't know what kind of trouble he was in. All he did in my office was die.
How long was he there?
15, 20 minutes.
Now, let me fill you up again.
Thanks.
Well, if you don't know why he came, find out.
At 40 guineas a day?
Yes.
Might take weeks.
I know you. You won't spin it out just to bump up my bill.
Oh, thanks.
Well, what do you say?
I'm sorry, Gordon.
You're going to turn it down?
That's right.
Why?
I can't fit it in.
You're too busy?
That's right.
You've got a full case, but you... Oh, you're joking. You have to be.
No, I'm not.
You're turning down 40 guineas a day?
Yes, I am.
You're mad. All right, Johnny, you asked for this, and now you're going to get it. What kind of damn fool do you take me for? Do you really think I don't know what's been happening between you and your father? Do you think I'm that thick? When your father died, you had a good business, a good address, employed 5 people. Now you're on your own in that dump in Lake Street, playing endless games of chess with that poor crumb of a chiropodist. Do you think I don't know this? Do you think there's anyone of any importance in this town who doesn't know it? Why do you think Hassett didn't bother to make an appointment with you?
How do you know he didn't?
My deductive powers aren't all furred up. Oh, look, please, do me a favour. Face it just for once. You've got the big M, Johnny. M for manana. Leave it till tomorrow. Hell, this is a seaward disease. Around this beautiful bay, we've got one of the biggest dropout populations in the British Isles. Muckers about in small boats, drifters, beats, beardies, artists drowning small inspirations in weak beer, and you're up there with the best of them. You've got the large economy size, Big M. So don't tell me you're too busy to take on a job of work. If you want to turn it down, that's your privilege. But at least tell me the truth. Say, I can't do it because I can't get off my backside.
Now, you got it all wrong, Gordon. It isn't like that at all.
That's right, you pay surtax. Close the door as you go out.
Fred, you there?
Oh, I thought it might be you. What happened with Stratton?
He offered me a partnership. Do you want a game?
No, I haven't finished my supper. Besides, you've got a client.
It's after hours.
She was very appealing. I put her in your waiting room.
Who is she?
She didn't give a name. She's out of the ordinary. She looks like a girl.
Well, I'll give her a couple of minutes. Then I'll give you a shout.
Are you Mr. Treherne?
Yes.
I'm sorry, it was boiling in your waiting room. You're not angry, are you?
You come to see me on business?
Yes, I'm Verity Hassett.
Oh. Mrs. Hassett.
Miss. There is a Mrs. though. Perhaps she's revealed herself to you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, she does a strip act at the club.
Oh, yeah. The moment I saw you cooling your toes, I thought that girl's mum's a stripper.
Don't be silly. She's my stepmother. Father only married her a year ago. She's the same age as I am.
Like 12?
I'm 23. You can see my birth certificate if you like.
Don't be provocative.
What are you doing to me?
I'm trying not to take you seriously.
Oh, why?
Because I don't believe you're over the age of consent. I think you're jailbait.
Before you came in, I was very miserable.
Why?
My father.
Was it a shock to you?
Well, it wasn't unexpected. I mean, his doctor told him a year ago that it might happen at any time.
Whereupon he marries a woman half his age and a stripper to boot. How did he feel about that, by the way?
Candy going on with her job.
If you can call it a job.
Oh, he didn't seem to mind.
Well, should he? She might have joined the Women's Institute. Do you live with them?
I did until 6 months ago.
You tell me what happened 6 months ago.
She turned against me.
Why?
I don't know. We got on awfully well up to that point. So I moved out into Harbour Street. I run a small pottery there.
You ran a small pottery there.
Mm.
So let's try and get this back on the ground, shall we? Why have you come here?
I want to hire you.
To play hopscotch?
I want to know exactly what sort of trouble my father was in. And as his daughter, I have a right to know, don't I?
No.
Please tell me.
I can't tell you.
Why not?
All your father did in this office was die. In that chair, as it happens. Yeah, let's take this upstairs, shall we?
What's up there?
Seduction department.
Oh, I like this.
Glass of wine?
Please.
You fit in with the decor.
Thank you. Does that mean you'll take on the commission or whatever you say?
We'll see.
Are you married?
No, I'm not.
I do hope you will take it on.
What is there to take on, as you see it? Your father came here, presumably to hire me, although even that isn't certain.
May I sit beside you?
Help yourself. What do you got against wearing shoes?
Oh, it's just a habit. Father says it's because I'm a primitive.
You were fond of him,
Very.
Who gets all his money?
I don't know. Candy, I suppose. He never made a will, so far as I know, but if he did, it would be in her favour.
But if you could prove with my help that she contributed to his death in some way or exerted some pernicious influence over him, you could get it set aside.
Is that why you think I came?
Could be the reason. All right, no one's going to take your dolly away from you. But you better know this now. There's a lot of nasty, rough people in this world, and quite a few of them find their way here. I know you've been nicely brought up and you brush your teeth regularly after each meal, but I have to check on these things for my own protection. Do you understand that?
If you say so.
Yeah, well, let's get back to business. You want to know what was worrying your father? Now, right off the top of my head, I'd say it was divorce he had in mind. This isn't a deduction in the Sherlock Holmes class, I'll admit. But he's married to a girl half his age. She gets her gear off for a living. I mean, it's also elementary, isn't it?
Perhaps that's what's wrong with it.
Yes. You get that with cereal packets?
No. Father bought it for me when I moved into Harbour Street. He thought I might need it living alone.
You put it away,
Oh, I know how to use it. He taught me. We had a range in the stables.
Now, look, Miss Hassett, I come originally from the Celtic fringe.
Well, naturally, with a name like Treherne.
So I have a little Cornish pixie who flashes me danger signals from time to time.
And he's flashing now.
Yeah, like crazy. Dot, dash, dot, get the hell out of him.
Oh. May I have another?
Help yourself.
Well, no girl can compete with a pixie, can she?
Mrs. Hassett in?
She's resting.
Try this.
What do you want?
I'm selling tickets for the police ball.
Now look.
Do what he says, Victor. Give her the card. I'll look after the bar. Scotch?
Thanks.
You thought better of it?
No.
You working for somebody else or just yourself?
Thanks for the drink.
You know what I think?
You had your say this afternoon. Shall we leave it at that?
What I think is this, Johnny. You haven't yet told anyone what really happened during those 15 minutes Hassett was in your office.
Would you mind expanding on that a little?
Every profession has its bedside. Ours is blackmail. Anyone who goes to a private eye, especially someone who hangs out in a seedy dump like Lake Street, leaves himself wide open. Or herself.
She'll be down in a few minutes.
Oh, thanks.
Don't press it too hard, Johnny.
I might give you the same advice.
Thanks, Mr. Stratton.
Fill it up. I've got a nasty taste in my mouth. Have one yourself.
No, thanks.
Quiet house tonight.
They're all in the roulette room. We'll fill up in about an hour.
What happens then?
We have a show.
That the meat market?
A what?
Will you have the show?
Oh, Johnny, what are you doing here?
Good evening, Mr. Tancred. Bit off the beaten track for you, isn't it?
Give me a large scotch.
Yes, Mr. Taylor.
You've no doubt heard there's been quite a lot of talk about this club.
Yeah.
Yes, well, I'm not a narrow-minded man. I'm not against anyone enjoying a little flat-foot roulette or strip-tease, providing it doesn't offend good taste. But this is primarily a family holiday area. And it's our job in the Chamber of Commerce to try and keep it that way.
And you're here to see if it can be given a purity certificate.
Something like that, yes. Mind you, I should be very sorry if we do have to close the place up. Paul Hassett was a friend of mine. In fact, his father and mine were in the county regiment together. But, well, that's the situation. Just keep that under your hat.
Of course.
All right. Well, tell me about yourself. Things aren't going too well, I guess.
It's a little quiet.
Anything I can do?
Well, that's kind of you, but... No, I'm getting on.
Well, you're giving up the agency?
Yes, I want to get into something more vital. I've a little capital. I'm just waiting for the right opportunity.
Away from Sidwell?
Yeah.
Well, before you decide on anything definite, come and see me. Or you never know, I may have something that might interest you. After all, we don't want to lose all our best brains to London, do we? Give my secretary a ring.
Thank you.
Yes, I'd better go. I've got a meeting with the Social Service Council. Now, don't forget, give me a ring.
How much longer is she going to be?
How should I know? Ah, yeah. Yes. Well, if you think it's all right. She wants you to go up. She's in the sewing room on the first landing.
Thanks.
And knock.
Come in. Sorry to have kept you. Come and sit down. Would you like some coffee?
No, thanks.
I'm afraid there's no drink up here.
Never mind. I'll survive.
Did Verity send you?
Only partially. She isn't the only person who wants to know why your husband came to see me and is prepared to pay money for the information.
And have you sold it?
I can't. He died before he could tell me.
Didn't Verity tell you why?
She doesn't know either.
But it's obvious, surely. I'm a striptease dancer. I lured him into marriage and then went on with my evil ways. He went to you to get evidence for a divorce. Isn't that what you think, Mr. Treherne?
No. If that's all it was, there wouldn't be all this interest in it.
I think Paul was being blackmailed.
By whom?
I don't know. His bank statement shows that he made regular withdrawals of $200 a month, and there's no trace of what he spent it on.
Could I see those statements?
Well, not at the moment. His lawyer has them.
Could you get them for me?
I'll try.
Yeah, he was open to blackmail. This place doesn't enjoy the sweetest of reputations, as you probably know.
Oh, I know. A lot of people seem to think it's a brothel. Seymour Tancred's been snooping on us tonight.
Yeah, he could get you closed up. He packs a lot of weight. Pillar of the community up here in good works.
He won't close us up. He likes to come here and leer.
Regularly?
Occasionally, ostensibly on business. Paul had some money in one of his companies.
What was your husband's financial position?
Complicated.
Broke?
Oh, no, far from it. I shall have to ask you to go. I'm on in half an hour, and I like to put my feet up and compose myself before I go down. I'll try and get you those bank statements within the next 2 or 3 days, and then I'll give you a ring.
Thank you.
By the way, what do you think of Verity?
She seems very young.
I know. She works on it hard. Thank you for coming, Mr. Treherne. At a time like this, I need someone I can trust. What are you looking at?
Nothing.
Tell me.
It's your crucifix.
What about it?
I was wondering whether you wore it when you did your ad.
Good night, Mr. Treherne. I'll ring you.
Turn it off, old dear.
What?
The wireless. That's better. Now pull her off the road. Now, you and me's going to have a little chat about Paul Hassett.
Okay, we'll have a little chat about Paul Hassett.
You say he was in your office 15 minutes before he kicked the bucket?
Right.
And he didn't have time to tell you anything?
Right again.
But we know that's not true, don't we, Johnny boy? He did tell you something. And you're going to tell me now.